Recently, I started watching a show called The Newsroom, and I was really struck by its writing. It was clever, rapid-fire, and usually quite funny. It just expects the viewer to keep up instead of being dumbed down so it can be palatable for whoever might tune in. After watching the first 2 whole seasons, I finally realized that whoever wrote it probably wrote other things, and that I'll probably like those things. That's when I discovered Aaron Sorkin. This is why Aaron Sorkin is cool. Sorkin is probably most famous for his work on The West Wing, or for some movies that he's written, like A Few Good Men and The Social Network. If you've heard this line,
"I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!"
then you're familiar with Sorkin's work. Most of his characters are witty, intelligent, and at least a little bit sarcastic. Sometimes the banter between his characters is downright artistic. I've watched episodes of The Newsroom over and over again just because the way the dialogue sounds never gets old. Here's a quick example of what I mean.
I know how you feel.
I don't think you do. Because no one's out there saying you were president of the Oxford Union when you were president of the Cambridge Union, the greatest debating society in the history of the fucking kingdom, and that kingdom's been around a long time.
Don't I know it?
I don't even know if that was a sarcastic geopolitical reference to colonialism or not.
It wasn't.
Good. Good, because, Neil, this is it. We're going to get this right, and I'll tell you why. Because.
Matt, I get it, and I'm gonna get it fixed.
Thank you. Ruling India was wrong.
It's a little late.
I know.
Generally, if you have too much dialogue between action sequences or a monologue that's too long, things tend to get dull. Viewers tend to lose interest. In my opinion, it's just the opposite with Aaron Sorkin. I generally can't wait for his characters to have the next conversation. He's also fairly well known for his inspiring monologues, one example of which I'll be showing in just a moment. Sorkin says that when he writes, it's a very physical process. He'll usually stand up and speak the lines. This is probably part of what makes the lines so memorable and fun just to listen to. The other day, I was watching an episode of The West Wing that aired in 1999. In this episode, the characters are appointing a new Supreme Court justice, and they find out that their top candidate is against true privacy from government. One of the characters had this to say.
Mr. President, if this is really about abortion, he already told us.
It's not just about abortion. It's about the next 20 years. 20s and 30s, it was the role of government. 50s and 60s, it was civil rights. The next 2 decades are going to be privacy. I'm talking about the internet. I'm talking about cell phones. I'm talking about health records and who's gay and who's not. And moreover, in a country born on the will to be free, what could be more fundamental than this?
This, written by Sorkin, is so relevant to the current state of affairs in the US today, I was blown away when I realized that it was written almost 15 years ago. I recommend watching anything by Aaron Sorkin that you can get your hands on. If you want to know more about him or his works, I've put links to his Wikipedia page and his IMDb entry in the info section below. Thanks for watching.